With this project, I hope to change the brand and change the image of what people think poetry is. Anytime you watch a film or a television show, there's a scene at a poetry cafe or poetry reading. There's somebody with dark shades on and a French painter's hat, or somebody in kente cloth playing the drums. But if you actually go to an open mic in real life, very rarely will you actually see that. You actually see very, very human people who you didn't think, delivered poems the way they do. So I want to change the brand and remove the cliches and the predictability of a traditional poetry cafe. And I just want you to see real human beings reflecting themselves in sort of this grammatically decorative way. I've selected each poet just because I'm a fan of each poet. I mean, I've known a lot of them for years. I've seen their work, and a lot of their work always has a comedic undertone without losing the value of the message that they're delivering. And so that's why I invited me. This time I'm not sad. This time I'm walking away happy. This time I saw the one who got away in hell. I see why she got away. Residential reefer reminiscing with my road dogs replaced them routine drunken club nights. Shit. Where I'm from, niggas don't go to the club no more. Nigga, we done seen too much. The club parking lot is a graveyard. We pull up, pour out a little liquor, keep it pushing. Fuck that, I got kids. I understand bros before hoes, but on the real, niggas need to go be with their baby mamas, man. My bad. See, we talk like that when we get grown. Don't let the master's degree fool you, sweetie. I'm from Strugglerville, USA. We all bilingual. We speak fluent Caucasian, and we talk that shit. It's in our upbringing. Say kinfolk. Side note, kinfolk is a term used to describe the relationship between two country-ass people in smaller southern towns where half of all the black people related to each other somehow. Now me, I never knew whose grandmama on their mama daddy side was related to other play cousins auntie on their daddy mama side. All I know is, somewhere down the line, we some kin to each other's folks. Say kinfolk. Say kinfolk. You know how you go to funerals and people get their little 2 minutes to say whatever they want to say about whoever died and what it was like knowing them and shit like that? At y'all funeral, nigga, y'all gonna be mad at me because I'm telling it all, goddamn it. Well, really, I hope I go first because I don't want to have to see y'all in y'all casket like that. But if I don't, nigga, y'all baby mamas and wives and sisters and cousins and kids gonna be pissed the fuck off at me because I'm telling it all, goddamn it. Y'all ain't taking shit to the grave. Now let me translate that for people who don't understand. That means I love you. Oh, damn it. I forgot to say no homo at the end. I guess as a fatherless black man, I never really got accustomed to saying I love you to other men like that. And hell, half of our lives don't make it to the end of the sentence anyway. So I didn't think to define my sexuality once I got there. I was just happy that I actually made it. See, we take basic statements and create a cadence that tastes like steak to the mentally malnourished without the luxury of an education for the consideration and the proper articulation. So now we just come off something like, boy, you my nigga if you don't get no bigger. And if you do get any bigger, you just be my bigger nigga. Now that's not the right way to congratulate a 10-year-old boy on a good report card. But when mine upbringing is rooted in impoverished circumstances, it is heavily encouraged to not prioritize vernacular morale over creative methodologies and motivation. I told you I speak fluent Caucasian. Translation. Look, the little boy lived in the projects with his tired-ass granny because his mama smoked crack and his daddy locked up for selling it. So we say whatever we need to say to keep that nigga on the straight and narrow, eyes on the sparrow, head to the sky, looking for the rainbow. No homo. We just want the storm to be over. See, that's why the one who got away, got away. I knew she couldn't survive the rainy season. See, some people are in your life for a season. A handful that stick around long enough to piss your family off at your funeral. But before we get there, keep living. Get grown and keep going. Live a life that allows you to laugh out loud during a residential reefer reminiscing with your road dogs. And at the end of the night, at the end of it all, when it's time to go home, or when it's time to come home, we won't be sad. We'll walk away happy. Black Box, what's good? So, the Black Box Speakeasy, it's a way of me taking a black box theater and turning it into one of those sort of backdoor bars from the 1920s. Speakeasy is very indicative of Prohibition era, where people would, buy illegal alcohol and enjoy it in this illegal bar. So granted, it's not illegal nowadays, but when they did it, there was still different forms of entertainment. And traditionally, a poetry lounge is some lounge or cafe. Well, I like poetry in the theater. I like the theater, that's what I do. So I took a black box theater and turned it into a speakeasy, to where we can come here and do our thing. What I've learned is that if you find the humor, then you find humanity. And a comedic undertone in a poem, for me, just makes the poem more human. You know what I mean? It makes it less one-dimensional. It makes it less predictable. That when you add humor, then it adds layers and it adds more dimensions to the piece.
I use a lot of humor to really try to make a point. So one of the things that's always important to me is that if I make you laugh, I can educate you a whole lot more or make it more palatable to take. And sometimes I say some really harsh shit.
Sometimes that's what it calls for. That's what the poem is saying. Like I want to ensure that I'm connecting with people in a way that they can, receive the poem. And sometimes you just got to add a little humor to push the message along.
I think that's life. In all honesty, I think that's as a person of color, that is how we move in life. Everything is hard. Everything is hard all the time. It ain't never easy. It is never fair. It is never cut to our benefit. So the only thing we could do is joke about it. The only thing we can do is make levity of heavy situations so that we can find some strength to make our way through. So it makes sense that comedy be a part of this process.
It's just how it comes out. Our duty as artists is to reflect the time. And if we just look at the last year, that was a crazy year. It wasn't just sad and it didn't just anger us, but there was some stuff that happened last year that was, I couldn't have written it, just comical. So when we're reflecting the times, we have to be honest. And some of this shit is funny as hell.
Because it's the truth. You can't fake laughing. When you really laughing, that's the only thing that's true. When you see somebody laughing, it's the truth. And like if I say a joke right now and you start laughing, I can tell if you're being phony or you're not because it hits you. So I like that. That's why I use it. It's medicine.
Laughter is very powerful, and I remember the first time I made a room of about 200 people laugh unintentionally. That just did something to me, and it's like, okay, I got to find out how I can build on this and how I can keep doing it, because apparently something's there. That was one of those things of me being funny on accident, and then I realized I can be funny on purpose. So just incorporating that into what I do is just a lot of fun.
The name Mr. Fun is not even one of those funny creator stories. My last name is Fun, so I'm old enough to be called a Mr. now, so Mr. Fun, that's it. The most important thing for me is that I'm very versatile, but because my last name is Fun, initially people are already gonna think that, okay, this guy's gonna make us laugh. So it also kind of prepares them in a way so that they can hear things. When I do a serious poem, they were like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. So it does kind of give me a little bit more leniency, but with the comedic side, I can start funny and then have like a serious message. I am Mr. Fun, and this is Black Box Speak.
So, coming to the stage is a staple in the slam community. He's a slam poet, former vocalist, thespian, and recently became a puppeteer. Nigga, poetry don't pay enough. You gotta diversify. Make some noise. Start clapping right now. Come on, say, Mr. Fun!
It started when I was young. This love between you and I, it took one taste and man, I was sprung. Now it's better when you're hot and wet, but that first time I had you raw, back then it just meant, wait, I was poor. You see, ramen noodles have been good to us all, and I know you may be thinking, dude, you are so wrong, or damn, you're kind of right. But there are many of you alive today because of those ramen noodle nights. Now, I'm no economic whiz, but I'm sure that once or twice before you were 30 cents away from having a quarter, and the only thing left in the house was hot water, you would pillage and plunge for a speck or a crumb just to find those last 2 packs of shrimp and Oriental flavored holiness. Everyone's been there, baptizing those dry noodle blocks in that one pot we cook everything in. You add those seasoned packets before the noodles. Now that pot looks more like a cauldron. It's tragic. Magic, we don't know what they're made of, but we all got stories of how good them shits was. You heard stories of how God parted the sea, how Jesus fed thousands with 2 biscuits and a 5-piece. You've even seen your mother make an entire chicken last a whole week. Now it's some holy water miracle that showed us how to turn this 1-course meal into 3. Now don't get me started. We add some hot dogs and cheese to get real fancy with the mushrooms and green peppers. Please, Mexican casserole. Add a little bit of ground beef and salsa under a low heat. I bet you everybody out there got their own ramen noodle recipes. They got ebooks now on 101 ways to eat them raw. I thought you only did that when your water was turned off, but I thought I had seen it all. But in 8th grade, Micah Fats ate his noodles without the juice. Now, most of my white friends are crazy, but this was just more proof. The thought of noodles not swimming in an ocean of sodium and them little green things was just plain nasty. He had the same reaction when he saw the way that I ate mine, but he decided to ask me, dude, why eat your noodles like that? Don't you realize without the juice, those noodles, they get all nice and fat? Here it is, y'all. My moment in the sun. It's time to educate the white man on the way black things are done. Like I was a great nephew of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's. I opened my mouth and I began. Yo, son, cause he's straight like that. Okay, so this wasn't I Have a Dream. This was the 8th grade, and the delicate social order hinged on the fact that ramen noodle consumption is specific to each race. But I have to admit that I've grown, and I've traveled the world, and once y'all, guess what? I actually tried them plain, and the only way to describe this taste is god-awful and nasty. But I digress. Confess that we all come together and agree that it's true that ramen noodles has been one of the greatest survival tools. Now, I'm not saying it's the key to salvation or perfect peace, but if they don't have those oodles and noodles on the highway to heaven, I bet you the Walmarts in hell will have that shit real cheap. All right. Yeah. Now do I okay. Booyah.
Y'all make some noise for Mr. Fun one more time.
I think what draws me to poetry is that it's for everyone, right? It calls in everyone from these different sectors of life, and it is an art form that brings everyone together, that you can express joy, pain, love, all of those human emotions that interconnect us together. So I think that's what really draws me to poetry.
What draws me to performing is, again, I'm loud. I love the stage. I love performing. I went to a performing arts high school. Started out in chorus and then moved into acting and drama, and I've been taking acting classes and taking theater classes. So being on stage is home for me, and having that outlet to be loud and to be creative is where I'm at home. So that's what draws me to it.
What draws me to performing spoken word is it's an opportunity, and I'm an actor, I'm a playwright, I do a lot of different things, but I find in spoken word it's an opportunity for me to do my one-man show. Whether it's for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, but it's an opportunity to bring people into my world, my crazy black ass world.
I like that. It's my gift. You know, it took me a long time to figure out what my gift was, and this is one of my gifts. And now you feel free when you're on stage. It is an addiction. It's one of the greatest highs I've ever been on, just being on stage, knowing that people are not gonna know what I'm gonna say out my mouth, knowing that I know what they're gonna react to. Me being able to write this from my mind to paper and say it all in front of them, and know that they're gonna react to the things that's coming out of my mouth that I wrote on the road or in the bathroom, and getting paid for it. So, yeah.
I am drawn to performing poetry by, I hate to say this, by the little egotistical voice in my head that cannot wait for the lights to be on me. I can't even believe they have technology that makes my voice louder than it already is. Oh! And then God just had the magnanimous notion to make me like this, just a ham and a fool all the time. And I love it. And that visceral reaction to somebody giggling or responding to something that I've said, it just, ooh, it does it for me. And knowing that it does it for me, and then that there's this place in the process of performing where I kind of disappear, and it's almost like literally the hand of God slipping down in me, just puppeting me through the process, but I'm still there like, this cool ass shit right here. Punchline, that's my shit, yes. Like, that's what draws me. It is the whole, like, it is really like a oneness. You become one with all the people in the audience. You become one with the creator who put all of this stuff together. And if you can really like get loud and quiet and free enough all in one moment, you can, I can't say harness it, but you can take a couple of dips down in it. You know what I mean? You can taste it for a couple of moments. And once you do, it's addictive. I'm not gonna lie, it's addictive. You doing this is like crack cocaine, the good stuff.
I am Shiara Richardson. I am from Columbus, Georgia. I would say that my style is a mixture between a little bit of humor, a little bit of theater dramatics, all mixed in with sincerity, and really what the poem is dictating how it wants to be told. I am Shiara, and this is Black Box Speak Easy.
All right, next up is one of my favorite dope-ass black women, because I think all black women are dope, so make some noise for dope black women. One of my favorite verses and flow poet. I admire her so much. Y'all start clapping right now. Up next, my girl, Shiara Richardson.
My mother said, at this point, I could care less if you get married. I really just want a baby. And I say, well, shit, then you might want to get busy. My mom was black. I didn't really say that to her. Instead, I just inhale real slow, like, throw my pretty smile and say, okay. Because I know exactly where this is going. I excuse myself from the table, as I have many times before, while they sit there, those two sharp daggers, married and baby, stalking me with their judgmental eyes. Enemies of the single female with no kids over 30, and they are real monsters, I tell you. They're lurking around unexpected conversations, creating awkward situations between distant kinfolks, past lovers, random strangers, and co-workers alike. I mean, I sneeze, and you want to know if I'm pregnant? I mention a new friend, and everyone is eager to meet him because he may be the one. I feel like I may go postal the next time I hear, so, why aren't you married yet? Well, I ain't never been a member of Dionne Warwick's Psychic Friends Network, so I really can't tell you. And I'm not interested in hearing your theory on why, though I'm sure you about to share it with me anyway. My favorite is, but I mean, so why you ain't got no kids? Never mind the fact that I ain't even in a decent relationship, and I wonder how does the functionality of my ovaries come up in a simple conversation, as we were merely discussing generic topics like weather or shoes or the news, but see, there are always questions. Some even I could ask, like, why is your child 5 and still sitting in a damn stroller? Or girl, have you ever thought about birth control? Or maybe you should think about getting a divorce. Or some of the rude shit that someone who has not seen you since you were 6 should feel they know you well enough to ask. I do digress. For any signs of anger during this very sensitive juncture would prove to be why I am doomed for spinsterhood. For being an angry black woman would be a dead giveaway, right? Has it ever occurred to you that I may just be Leola, the late bloomer, just not there yet? It will come. Or maybe not. But I pray to God that it comes. And that's not for me and my sanity, but for you and you and you and your worrying minds and those inquiries that keep you awake at night, tossing, turning, wondering, how does the circus freak sleep? Well, I'm sure it's the only natural assumption that I possess some dark, magical, mythical bullshit that keeps me out on the harsh terrains left without man or child to fend for myself. Or has it ever occurred to you that at times I question it too? So there,
I am just like you.
Make some noise one more time. All right, if you single with no kids, make some noise one time. Shut the fuck up. I'm hating y'all like a motherfucker. My kids be whooping my ass.
So I would consider my style medicine with candy in it. That's what I would consider.
Elaborate.
Most of the time when you trying to teach our people and you saying things just, they feel like you trying to preach to them. So when I speak, I try to do it in a way where as though they think it's jokes or they think it's just grimy, but I'm slipping candy into what I say. So that's why I consider my style.
I do poetry for niggas that don't fuck with poetry. Like, that's the easiest way I can say it. I am genuinely, I am a scholar. I am a studied woman. I am book read, college educated. English is my jam. I write poetry. I do poetry like God sent Jesus for the people. He ain't sent Jesus for the people in the church. He sent Jesus for the people in the street. I do poetry for people of color who don't feel like culture is for them, who don't feel like theater is for them. I am their opportunity to understand that it's all you. This is an inroads to humanities and philanthropy for my people. So I do poetry for niggas who don't fuck with poetry, so they learn how to fuck with culture.
My poetry style is, I'm loud. So it's loudness, it is expression. It comes from the heart, and there's comedy, there's comedy, there's humor. I find humor important. So just heartfelt words and heartfelt energy, with a little bit of laughter inside too, just to make it more interesting.
My style of spoken word is black, blackety black, blacker. It's the cookout, it's the family reunion, it's shea butter, it's grease, it's what we need. It's the reality, it's black as hell.
Alfred Infrared Vines, I am born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
How did you get the name Infrared?
My favorite color is red, and I was doing a summer camp, and one of the other camp counselors knew that I did spoken word. And he, out of nowhere, we were walking across each other on campus. He walked by me, he was like, "What's up, Infrared?" I was like, "Oh, that's it." And so it stuck after that. My name is Infrared, and this is Black Box Speakeasy.
Life like double dutch. Watch the rope. Life like double dutch. Watch the rope. Time you'll jump. Life like double dutch. Watch the rope. Time you'll jump. Duck your head. Run into the fire. Find the flow of the ropes. Find the flow of your life. Watch the rope as it goes around you. Don't get distracted by things that are going on around you. Stay focused. Multitask. Even when the rope hits you in the head, the rope will hit you in the head. You have to stop and start over. Stop and start over. Stop and start over. Watch the people turning the rope. So-called friends, hands extended outward, trying to use the rope to clip you up at your feet. Watch the people you associate with. Listen more than you speak. And if you are like me and you talk too much, make motherfuckers listen. Sometimes you have to close your eyes. Blind ambition. Sometimes you can't kick your feet up high to keep up. Sometimes you can't kick your feet up high to keep up with the joy that you feel when life is good. Life is good. Enjoy your time in the clouds. Celebrate the little things, but remember, watch the rope. Stay focused. Turn around. Watch the other side. Make it look easy. Some people make double dutch look easy. They smile with every turn. But sometimes behind every smile, there are probably 1,000 tears. But tears aren't always a sign of weakness. Sometimes this means the person has been strong too long. You will feel like you've been playing double dutch too long. You will get tired. You will get angry. You wonder why the fuck you jumped in the first place with every turn. Remember your purpose. Life like double dutch. Life like double dutch. Life like double dutch. Wasn't it easier when all we had to do Display double dutch, hopscotch, kick square, countries, jungle gym, four square, cartoons, hit square, Garfield, Donald Duck, Bugs Bunny, nap time. I remember when the hardest question in my life is what is 172 divided by 4? Not divided credit card and cardio payments by a bi-weekly check-in. All the time the math don't add up. 9 on one end, 5 on the other. Got you jumping up and down for a job you don't like and a bitch-ass boss you can't stand. And the repo man is around the corner. Like, how you know where I live? Waiting on you to park your 2007 Mitsubishi Outlander in the driveway and go inside the house so you play double dutch too and hide your car at your auntie's house as the next county. I'm not afraid to admit it. I have been there. I don't make life happen all the time. Sometimes I let life happen to me. Sometimes I'm jumping and I fall and I be like, fuck all this jumping. I'm gonna stay down here for a little while. But sometimes one cannot consent to creep when one feels the urge to soar, and I jump rope, rise over problems every day, and I don't smoke, but I'm trying to be the Dutch master, and you will cry. And you will cry. And there are times when you will know why, and there are times when you will cry for no other reason than the fact that you just feel like it. Life like double dutch, hold it in, let it out. Life like double dutch, get some tissue dried out. Life like double dutch, tears or sweat in your eyes. You can't see. The rope hits the ground in a pattern. What are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Opinions on the sideline. Hey, you should jump higher. You should jump faster. You should jump slower. You should jump lower. But the minute you let opinions determine how you jump, you will fall on your face. Letting the opinions of others determine how you feel about yourself will make you fall on your face. Face yourself. If the pattern of the rope speeds uphill, you jump faster. When was the last time life asked you if you needed a break? Life like double dutch. Life like double dutch. Life like double dutch. Watch the rope. Time your jump. Duck your head. Run into the fire. Keep jumping. Keep jumping. Keep jumping. Thank you.
Okay. Make some noise for Infrared one more game.
Well, for my spoken word, I want most of the time I want people to feel like they can do anything. Because the thing is, it's like a lot of people scared to conquer their fears. A lot of times people are scared to even do what they was born to do. So when I'm doing my poetry, I want people to understand that, do anything. Because a lot of times you can have a gift that you sit on for the rest of your life and you actually don't use it. Me, myself, I had a gift and I didn't even know it was a gift. I've been sitting on this gift since I was in middle school. And I never even shared it with people. And I always shared it with my friends, my close friends. But once I started standing on stage and I started getting the accolades and people start paying me and I start, doing different things with this poetry. So I want people to know that just do what you want to do because you only got one chance to live. And once you're gone, everything that you didn't share with the world is just a waste of talent. It's a waste of what God giving you. When God give you something, you got to use it. Because everybody, first of all, everybody have a gift, but everybody don't know what their gift is. And if you're lucky enough to know what your gift is, just use it. Use it.
I hope to sort of change the brand of spoken word poetry. I'm tired of seeing movies or television shows and people are at a poetry reading and it's like a dude with dark shades and a French painter's hat and it's so cliche and one-dimensional and predictable. And it's not that, if you actually go to a poetry open mic, it's wildly entertaining. And when you see a really, really good poet, they can kill a scene and you won't see dark shades or, any kente cloth with drums or nothing like that. It won't be like nobody falling in love at the stage. You will see that, but that's not what you leave with. The people that touch you the most are honestly not that. They're the most human, comedic, dramatic, all in one. They kind of take you on a ride of emotions all in one. And so essentially my aim is to, again, make poetry more human and make it to where you actually see the human being instead of just this cliche one-dimensional performance. You know what I mean?
I want people to know that let's laugh. Let's laugh to keep from crying. Let's laugh to have that entryway into those difficult discussions. I think humor is a great way to start the conversation on a lot of sticky things. And also, poetry doesn't have to be sad. We don't always have to write about the breakup. Write about the cheeseburger, you know? Write about the minivan. Write about those things that bring you joy. Because at the end of the day, that's what connects us all together.
What I want people to know about me, I think they get that in my poetry. Like they get all of who I am. I don't think that my poetry holds back. My personality ain't meant for holding back. So that comes across. But I think what's more important is what I want people to get from me when I'm on stage. And that is vital. And to me, I just want people to walk away knowing that they are the greatest, that I am literally just a representation of you. If you're sitting in the audience looking at me thinking, oh, Songbird is so great, that's you. You are so great. I'm just here, one little piece of the universe, walking around like the rest of y'all. But somehow God done lit me up on the inside with this abundant love. And I just feel like everybody's supposed to know about it. Everybody's supposed to know that you're the greatest. On the inside, you can do anything that you ever think or imagine. And when you see my poetry, I want that shit to just liven you up. I want you to be like, ooh, I'm Incredible Hulk. I can do whatever I want. Ah, look at Songbird. Ah. That's what I want for people.
My name is Milk. I'm from Baltimore. Yeah, this is Milk. This is Black Box Speakeasy.
One more time from our boy Infrared. So, I'm not gonna say I gave out complimentary wine just to make the jokes funnier and make the poem sound better. That's not what I'm saying. But if you got a drink in your hand, cheers, nigga, for real. We almost done with the show, man. Second half is coming right now. I'm bringing up my homeboy to the stage. First of all, as artists, as poets, MCs, or whatever, it's always hilarious to hear a nigga's stage name. It is. But one thing I have to respect, I don't give a damn what your stage name is. You can be Buttercup, all I care. If you come on the stage and you kill that mic, I'm gonna respect you for it. And 10 times out of 10, my partner kills it. So next up to the stage, start clapping right now, start clapping right now. Don't laugh for the stage name, my homeboy, King Milk.
How y'all doing? Stop it. No, keep going. No, don't clap for yourself. I said, do it, man, you're a big girl. So you won't be hard to find. You all mine. God damn, you fine. Study her scratch marks like it's art. Look at my big baby sweat thicker than gravy. Even her Hershey kisses are delicious. Turning me on with her heavy breathing and whispers she see. Turning me on when she can't pull up that zipper. Scrabble and put in those pants. Baby, you're a beautiful pink elephant. Shake the world on these hands. Your hugs give me comfort, and so does your food. You know exactly what to do to get a grown man in the mood. Killing those hair heels, dressed to a T. I want to overfeed you and kiss your fat pockets. Have you cover your face until you say, Milk, stop it. Moving your hands away from your face saying, baby, you're all mine. Licking her creases, leaving her species taste like a big bag of Reese's Pieces. It amazes me, call me crazy. I like the fact she got out the shower with a towel too small looking shy. She's so big and sexy, that shit can't even cover her thighs. I love her size. I don't want them skinny girls, they too petite. I want someone that's big, strong, independent, and unique. Too big to have a weak man trying to come and sweep off her feet. I love the fact that she say, is that all you gonna eat? If you are what you eat, baby, you're a smorgasbord. Get bigger, baby, give me new places to explore. You know that midsection, give me the ultimate erection. Pull those thick legs apart, licking my lips like they ham hocks. Hanging from the back, I feel like conquering the world. Watch out for the big girls! Watch out for the big girls! Look at you, girl. Giving me oral sex like she has a bad attitude. Coming like an inmate just protecting her food.
And even though she gave me some great sex and put me on the next level shit, she wake me in the morning with a bed full of breakfast. Worth her weight in gold. She single-handedly cracked the goop in the cold. She has the biggest heart I've ever seen. Her love is bursting for the scene. I have one question I beg of thee. Will you marry me? I say, garbage, you're a big girl. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother.
Y'all make some noise for King Milk one more time. Milk is some smooth shit, right? Like, why they call you Milk? Because I do your body good. Like, that's what that's for. That's what the fuck that's for. He made it into some intellectual shit and then did that poem. I'm like, oh, I know. I know that shit. Trust me, my name used to be Paradise. Because you always want to go there. You always want to tell somebody when you went there. You never want to leave, and you always want to come back. So!
Hi, my name is Jonathan Samuel Eddy, and I'm from Columbus, Georgia. I'm Jonathan Samuel Eddy, and this is Black Box Speakeasy.
Next poet coming to the stage. Next poet coming to the stage was another staple in the slam community. If you've ever slammed in Atlanta and you saw this dude at the slam, you immediately said, fuck. So make some noise for my boy, Jonathan Samuel Eddy.
Hi. Don't start with me. I don't want to hear nothing about how we don't invite February nowhere. How he don't know how to act. How he's always late, don't show up on time. Sorry, not sorry. After all, I am Black History Month. You know how much stuff I gotta keep up with? I mean, come on, if Morris Day is not attached, I ain't got time. In fact, I'm here by the grace of Gwendolyn Brooks, so we cool. We real cool. But I don't want to hear no lip about how we should have invited him an hour earlier if we wanted him there on time. Nope. But thanks very much, Marla Gibbs. Because I don't think we say that enough. Because there's no place like home. No place, child, without us. Because we built this city, these streets, these monuments, these movements, we architects, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Lauryn Hill, ghost of Black History present. And tonight, when your clock strikes 1:12, you'll be visited by Marcus Garvey, the ghost of Black History past, and oh, damn it. Marcus on PTO. Marcus ass, stay on PTO. Listen, Rick James and Donna Summer gonna visit you at some point this month. Just act surprised. I mean, after all, this Black History Month, who knows who's gonna show up? Roll out the red carpets, drop the confetti, because I don't think you're ready for all this assembly. I don't think you're ready for all this assembly. I don't think you're ready for all this assembly. Nationwide, we harmonize on I Have a Dream, lift every voice, amazing grace, let the choir sing. Grab your folding chairs and your struggle punch. It's Black History Month, and this ain't what you want. It's Black History Month, and it's going down. Meet me in the fellowship is going down. Meet me in the city hall is going down. Meet me in the Boys and Girls Club, guaranteed is going down. It's Black History Month. It's not what you want. What, you thought you were going to squeeze us into 28 days? No. Every day there's a Black person trying to heal this world. So every day somewhere a Black first occurs, and I got to be there. Oh, yes, and you go, girl, yes. Whew. Y'all keep a brother busy. From the headlines to the child lines to the front lines, I'm there all the time. I'm at all the graduations, throat all bullhorn, arms all whoop, there it is, because I know the cost of Black history. So try Jesus and not me. I'm not late. I am the program. In fact, get with the program and pay these Black artists. Yes, I'm talking to you, June, who in July attempted to pay me in chicken wings. Not cool. And watch your mouth when you're talking to me. That's why December all the way over there. Come talking about something. You better watch out. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Cool. February grown. I wish a month would. Don't Let this melanin get you messed up. You better be glad I don't look like what I've been through. A pandemic, economic crisis, police brutality, racism. This ain't no Six Flags. Yet your amusement parked at our bondage and suffering. See, that's why I got my work cut out. Because I know all about the triumphs told at the hem of grandma's garments, the fireside chats lit by the warmth of the kitchen stove. I know all about those no-limit soldiers, those black shoulders, those black firsts that brought us here, kept us here. Our tongues often our only text of the pure before the next, the riches and the depth of the whence we came, the point B to point A without hazard pay, because for real, y'all, if you've experienced any part of black history, you may be entitled to compensation, reparations, PTSD, survivors, remorse. You say tomato, I say tomato. What? You thought this was October? All pumpkin spice and raisin casserole? No. This fabuloso burning on the stove, neck bones over rice. We knuckin', we buckin', we ready to fight. It's Black History Month somewhere. And I got to go. I got to get to Bethel before the benediction, before little Rosa refuses to give up her seat, before little Barack takes his at the head of our table. See, black folks gotta make believe to believe. Black folks gotta make history every day. And I say all this to say, don't do me. Do your hair, do taxes, do
I want to say, do your hair, do taxes, whatever you do, goddammit, don't do me. Yo, make some noise for Jonathan Samueli. Oh shit.
Hi, my name is Teresa the Songbird. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I live on the west side of Atlanta, Georgia. How you doing, guys? I'm Teresa the Songbird, and this is Black Box Speakeasy.
This next one and this last one is another dope-ass black woman. Make some noise for dope black women. It's really, really special to me, and this is one of my serious moments. It's really, really special to me. I was at a poetry conference one year, and I was at this meeting or this conference, if you will, that was like how to be a better poet or how to create a better set. And in order to be a better writer, the person that was giving the conference said you need to know your pen's lineage, meaning whoever your favorite poet is, find out who their favorite poet was, who inspires them. And that's a whole artistic thing. Whoever your favorite actor is, find out who their favorite actor was, and so on and so on. So if anybody ever considers me their favorite poet, and they make the effort to research who were my inspirations and who were my favorites, this woman's name should come up. Absolutely. Next up to the stage, start clapping right now, start clapping right now. Teresa the Songbird!
I like a little ratchet for the black girl. With a little, for the black girl. Look, I seen him looking. Couldn't figure out what it was that got him looking. But now his vision stuck on what I'm cooking. I be whipping that what's up. I put my foot in. And he can't get enough of this most high melanin Merlin swirling. This root swatching and follicle curling. Baby, my cocoa glow go so. What else are they supposed to do? But envy you with all that black girl magic. Black girl say all that black girl magic. Oh, we sprinkling, twinkling. All that black girl magic. Oh, one more time. All that black girl magic. Look, I got excited with my body roll. We real, trill, kill, bill, precision, incision, invincible women. Oshun with a sword. Womb can't afford to have born nothing less than the Lord or more with a double O-R. Black God. Black King. He royal because he beams from our mothership. We universe and covenant. We supernatural sustenance. We vitamins and supplements. We herbs and seeds. I say we herbs and we seasonings. Lowry's. Some of y'all don't know. Some of y'all be shopping at the Cow Farmers Market. Y'all be like, Sasso. I ain't mad at that neither. Adobo. Because we herbs and seasons. We celestial beings. We planets planted, implemented, planted with the advantage of growing a seed up to be love, and we paid the cost to be the boss with the sauce. So it ain't no love lost. This love ain't built to lose. This love is built to win. It's coming from within. It's doing it without any shadows of a doubt. We've been about this life. Manifesting manna from the manna of our mandibles, tangible healings, actual miracles. Watching these words work ought to put God's fear in you. It ought to put God's love in you. It ought to put God's trust in you. But you be acting brand new God, like you never knew God, like you never knew that you God, and it shouts. Some of y'all niggas got your whole cards exposed, and we see you pretending you mended. But look at you. Your heart ain't in it. Your soul is broken. You're barely living. You're coasting. This world been choking the life out of you. The bullshit been beating the fight out of you. And my nigga, you've been knocked the fuck out. Come on. But these black girls got this love that says, baby, you got to get the fuck up. Like a morning mother shoulder shake. Like, ain't nobody got time to play, you nigga, we finna be late. Wake your big ass up. Folgers in your cup. Starbucks in your belly. Chick-fil-A done fucked around and opened up on a Sunday type of miracles and blessings. Yes, we is all of that shit. So black girl, be all of that shit. Be a goddess. Be a bitch. Be a fairy princess. Be a witch. Be a president. Or at least a vice president. Be a gift. Be a present with a presence that uplifts like warm weather. Be indifferent. Be indignant. Be whatever makes you clever, keeps you happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. Do that thing that keeps your edges strong and your booty big and your love light alive. And if one of these suckers has tried you, and you just wanna take your whole laptop from work into the bathtub with you. Before you do that, or before you ball up inside and cry, sister, I'm gonna need you to chuck your chin to the sky and keep loving yourself. Keep forgiving yourself. Keep hugging yourself. Cleanse yourself. Sage that shit. Embrace that shit. Get in front of a floor length mirror, butt naked. Hey. You better shake that shit. I almost didn't get back up. My knee was like, you think you 20, huh? No, ma'am. You grown doing this poem. You better shake that shit, though. It's okay to be a human being that makes mistakes. You just move with grace while you take up space and forget that voice in your head trying to convince you that you're not great. Because, girl, you are awesome. You are special. You are helpful. You try harder. You be pushing yourself farther than even you thought you could go. You be in it when your anxiety is crippling and frightening. Totally out of control. Because you already know this world don't stop turning when it's tears burning in a black girl's eyes. Or blood trickling from a black girl's thighs. or a baby hanging off a black girl's breast, or when we've endured all we could and more at the end of stage 4 and we don't have no more hair or no more breasts or no more decidedly identifiably female features left, you still the kind that cares less what the careless of character characterizes qualified. They can't quantify your metaphysics, they can't comprehend your digits, but they keep counting on y'all to do what you do so well. Rashida, could you just stay a couple hours over? I know you're supposed to go home at 4 o'clock, but if you could just stay and do inventory for us. Just stay. And excel when we keep being put at an obvious disadvantage. Somehow, we manage to keep on winning. Must be because we phenomenal black women. We've been here since the beginning. We the origins of divas and prima donnas. We the Madonna, the Ma'at, the Makita, the Mitochondria Eve, the healer. I'm talking about a Henrietta Lacks kind of black. We got DNA the most dynamic doctors still can't crack. We so magic, we so motherfucking fantastic that those who can't have it and be it would be inclined to try to beat it. And be even more maligned when we remain undefeated, out here dodging demons like Neo in the Matrix. By the way, you know The Matrix is a movie that a black woman wrote and created. I say The Matrix is a movie that a black woman wrote and created. We amazing. And they hate it because they can't take it. How we be solving it. How we be evolving it. Just by being involved in it. And we got the unmitigated gall of it to be out here being all of it. Period. Period, poo. With all your multi-melanin Merlin swirling. Swirling. With your roots watching and follicle curling. Girlfriend, yo, go, so. What else are they supposed to do but envy you with all that black girl magic? Black girl magic. All that black girl magic. Boy, you better sprinkle yourself with it. All that black girl magic. Black girl hit the world, sprinkle somebody else with it. All that black girl magic. I love y'all.
It's December 28th, about a year and change after I've officially said, yo, fuck a job. I'm a full-time artist, damn it. Felt good to say that for the first 5 months before the Lyft app on my cell phone with the past due bill notifies me to pick up somebody from the Walmart that I frequently buy my favorite flavor of ramen noodles from. Because that's how my black artistic ass can afford to eat right now. I'm currently writing poems in a more traditional way of using a paper and a pen because my computer died peacefully in her sleep. I was there to support it to the end. I'm suddenly thankful to the former meth head woman with the spicy attitude working at the grocery store who wears a history in her mouth for lending me a pen that I didn't want to buy and she wasn't expecting to receive back. For the record, the idea of her being a former meth head is neither a fact nor a judgment. It's merely a metaphorical description derived from my observation of her. She could have easily come from a good Christian home and just so happened to overindulge in too much butterscotch coffee table candy over the years. But coming from where I'm from, that spicy attitude looks like withdrawal symptoms. And her mouth looked a little methy to me. Last night, December 27, 2018, was the first time I'd been to a poetry open mic in maybe 4 years. It felt so goddamn good to be home again. I had to remind myself how good I am. Hell, in the midst of doing that, it also reminded me that it's time to have the talk with my daughter. No, not the talk about boys and the birds and the bees. At her age, she's too scared to talk to me about that. That's her mother's job. No, not to talk about the differences between Playtex regular sport and Playtex super sport. At her age, I'm too scared to talk to her about that. That's her mother's job. This is the talk that got lost in a bag of emotions in a bedroom of solitude tears. See, at her age, she's too scared to let daddy hold her secret bag of feelings. That's a mother's job. So she hides him from daddy, behind that emotionless wall, right where the depression starts. As often as I can bring the house down in a room full of strangers and only one familiar microphone, I'm still a foreigner to my daughter's emotionless wall, built to segregate her from my immigrant concerns. And right at this border is where the depression starts. This poem is for every awkward black girl who can still become famous for being so insecure. For those that were a little more tie-dye shirts and shell toes as opposed to Mary Janes and gauchos. For those who had friends that were outwardly embracing Janet Jackson, but in your lonesome, you were inwardly craving Tracy Chapman. For those who didn't come up with the 5 Heartbeats, The Temptations, or any movie with Leon in it, but you can recite the Sandlot word perfect. And I'm making shit worse. Hell, I'm cracking jokes. Anytime I mention a black film she hasn't seen, I immediately scream, "Oh, come on. You're killing me, Smalls." This poem is for every black person that's ever been called Oreo. That dreaded fucking cookie. Dip into a glass of identity crisis, leaving you with as much self-esteem as that little white ring that lines the bottom of the glass right after the last gulp. And right smack dab in the center of that ring is where the depression starts. As a black father, it's time for me to have the talk with my daughter about how depression starts and how to stop it from starting. Step 1, take it to the grocery store. Go to any random aisle and fart. Loud, really loud, twice at least. God damn it, you blow them walls out. At her age, this is really funny. You do whatever you gotta do to make her laugh so hard that bedroom of solitude tears suddenly wants to come out and play again. Find that former meth head woman with this spicy attitude and crack jokes about being too broke to buy a free pen, and allow your daughter to witness the joy and the pride in this rough texture smile that's honestly just happy to be alive, as opposed to that big, beautiful Hollywood smile that's big and wide just to cover up the hidden thoughts of suicide. Through that lesson, she'll learn to stop depression from starting. Step 2, recognize that the woman you married used to be that same little girl, except she never had you as a daddy. She never had a daddy at all. So you pick a night where you love her loud. Really loud, twice at least. God damn it, you blow them walls out. Remind her that the bastards that called her Oreo were too immature to realize how sweet it is to split that cookie open and lick the insides. So you take your time, splitting her cookie open and licking the insides. You leave no part of that cookie unlicked. And if you lick the right spot, at the right speed, for the right amount of time, trust me, it stops depression from starting. You do it correctly, she'll fuck around and call you daddy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying some shit that might happen. Step 3, take a good look in the mirror. Understand that being a full-time artist doesn't come with a safety net, because sometimes failure is just a part of the process. Learn to pick and choose your battles. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small, and cherish every moment that honestly makes you smile. And every so often, cut off your lift app. Have a bowl of your favorite flavor of ramen noodles and go do something that you're really, really good at. Just to remind yourself how good you are. Trust me, I've learned from experience. It stops depression from starting. Black Box, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank all my artists for being here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Till next time. Speak easy, goddammit. Quit making talking difficult. Thank y'all.
Thank you.